Anyone running a website is of course concerned with who are using it and to what extent, which parts are the most popular so that they can measure their success and adapt accordingly. Cornerstone has two ways of dealing with statistics, an internal and an external. Let me show you the internal one first. So I'm now on my personal website. I go to the toolbar for the website module here and choose statistics. And it automatically sets as a base state of these results today's date 1 month back. So instead of May 30th, it's April 30th. So based on that, it gives the monthly stats for April and also the month before. So the monthly stats for March. And it shows visitors, visits, and page views. Visitors is the number of unique IP addresses. That's of course a choice. It has some real sources of error in it. It can be that multiple people are behind one IP, or it might be that one person over a month uses several IPs. And it's of course not, we do not have any washing off of robot visits from search engines and such, but this is the undiluted IP addresses, which we call visitors. Here we have visits. A visit is counted every time an IP address takes at least 30 minutes without having any activity on the site. So if you show a couple pages, it's a visit. If you then wait 25 minutes and show another couple pages, it's not a new visit. But if you wait more than 30 minutes of inactivity from one IP, and IP address is the address that recognizes a computer on the internet, so then it will be a new visit. So visits will always be higher than visitors, of course, since it's impossible to be counted as a visitor without having at least one visit, and of course you might have several. Page views is the display of a single complete human viewable page in a browser, which will of course always be the same or higher than visits. Okay, so farther down here, based on the base date, we also show weekly the same numbers, and we show the coming weeks from that, and also daily the same thing. And please observe that of course page views will be, you can add them up. So add up the page views in the days of a week and it will be immediately the same as the page views of the week. For visits it's almost the same, but one visit might occur crossing midnight, which will give it a count for 2 days. So it's not exactly the same adding the visits for the days of a week and the week, but it's very close. Visitors, on the other hand, cannot be added from the days and find the same number in the weeks at all, because if one IP visits the site every single day, it will be one count for every single day, but on the weekly stats it will of course only count as one, since it is only one IP. Okay, so these are the stats for visitors, visits, page views of the site. So it focuses on the site with visitors and visits, and on pages of the site with its page views. We also have some support for article statistics in the article modules. Let me show you. Here is the article module of my site. I go to all articles and I go, you can see here that I have a column called views. These are the viewings of articles. Now I can sort it both ways. And if I want to go to, for instance, my most popular article here, it's the same thing. It's the base date, but it has only, of course, the views. So the relevant months, weeks, and days following the base date I set. And if I want to see how it was in, for instance, November 20th, 2009, I get the month before it, the month of that base date, and the month after it. I get the week of November 20th and the weeks following it immediately, and all the daily stats following November 20th and 1 month ahead. So that's the internal stats. Briefly just showing you how to set up the external stats. We have support for Google Analytics. Google Analytics give you way more information about your demographics, ages, countries, their surfing patterns, you name it. It's difficult to imagine how they can gather all that info, but it's one of the best solutions out there. And it can also go across sites, because the statistics here are based on per site. Let's say you have 5 sites and you want to view the statistics combined. Cornerstone does not internally support that. But what you can do then is to go to the website module into settings, and if you have a Google Analytics account, which is free by the way, you have this here, Google Analytics account ID. You fill it in and you save, and that's it. So you do that on all your 5 sites, the same ID, and Google Analytics will take care of the rest. So we have the best of both breeds, a simple, generic internal system right out of the box, and one of the best of breed statistical systems out there, just by filling in an ID in the websites you want to measure.